So a lot of people that were preparing to go to Rome this week for the canonization of Carlos Acutis will be sadly a little bit disappointed, as the canonization has been suspended, and that's just a formality until the next Pope comes and he sets a date. These things happen. And, yesterday I did a video on the Eucharist about Monsignor Archbishop Forte, who took to the podium there, the pulpit, to kind of chastise people about the Eucharist. But one thing that came to me in prayer this morning, and it was almost like an inspiration, and our Lord was saying to me, if only you treated each other like you treat the Eucharist. And it was like, wow. If only we saw the sacred in the other person, in the unborn, in the old, the suffering, in those that we least like to adore. Because if you look where Christ is looking, he wants his love to arrive to every part of the world. It's like that first commandment: love your God with all your heart, with all your strength, and your neighbor as yourself. And who is our neighbor? It's like you can't separate Eucharistic adoration from love of other. And our whole spiritual life, our whole progress in prayer is bound up in that commandment, that basic commandment. Adoration has to extend out to those around us, to how we treat them, to how we love them. It's not, you can't separate it. And hopefully somebody else will understand what I was getting in prayer more than I do. But it's like the image I was getting was the monstrance being hidden in every person. That is literally what I was seeing. A monstrance being hidden in and our Lord asking us, go to those, bring them into the light, help them. Maybe that's what he was looking at. And, sometimes we can, yes, do a video on the Eucharist, which is extremely important. We should respect it. We should respect Christ. But it's like half adoration, in the sense that adoration then has to be fruitful in the world. It has to be fruitful in society. It has to, the adoration has to go out so that others can know Christ and know his love. It's like a treasure we've received, but it has to go out. It has to radiate out. And it was coming to me yesterday evening. It was coming as soon as I did the video. It was like our Lord saying, "If only you adored me in the other, if only," or something like. This is really what he's saying, and I was trying to figure out, understand what he was trying to say, and maybe some bright theologian could help me out in that regard. But it was like this vision, this sense, this yearning that Christ has to arrive to every soul that's suffering. If only we adored. I think during the papacy of Pope Francis, there was a moment when he had African leaders in Rome, and as many know, there's been a lot of conflict there. You've had the Rwanda conflict, and you have had many other conflicts. But he kissed their shoes, and even Pope Francis's detractors kind of went silent on that gesture, because it did draw attention to those leaders. It did draw attention to the fact that we have responsibilities. So especially those in power have responsibilities to protect the most vulnerable, and we're called to do the same in our wealthy Western societies, is to protect the most vulnerable of those around us, to help them, and to be a light, to shine that Eucharistic reverence that we treasure out to the world, to evangelize, to give the good news. Maria Valtorta's writings are so clear on this. Oh, it's like crystal clear. Our Lord loved everybody he encountered. The most simple people, the rich people like Lazarus, Martha and Mary, the Pharisees that accepted him, and those that didn't. He challenged everybody equally in a very clear way. And we need to copy the master in a sense on this. We need to be listening to the master. Let him teach us. Let Christ teach us. Anyway, going to be an interesting number of weeks here, and to see what happens until we have a new pope in May, and as the church prepares for the papal funeral. I think this is the first time that in the history of the church that the body won't be on view in the Vatican. It will just be a casket. So that's an innovation in itself. And Pope Francis then will be buried in St. Mary Major, which is Vatican territory. People saying he's not going to be buried in the Vatican. St. Mary Major is actually Vatican territory, along with the other major basilicas, John Lateran, St. Paulus on the Walls, Mary Majors, etc. It is Vatican territory, so he will be buried there. And anyway, God bless you. Take care. Bye bye.